the fodder of our country. Well, like I said, we have a great show planned for tonight. We got George Washington, we got Ben Franklin, the jack of all trades. We got special music guests, Paul and Beth. Stay tuned. No flipping, guys. Our first guest tonight, he is perhaps the most famous American in history. He is now on the $1 bill. Please welcome everybody, George Washington. George Washington. George, how are you doing, Mr. Washington?
I'm doing great.
Well, first thing I want to ask you, it's been a question on my mind for the longest time. Did you actually cut down the cherry tree?
I'll let you decide that one for yourself.
Okay, he's leaving the tale to the ages. Very nice. I see. Mr. Washington, I also had to ask you this. Now, you're crossing the Delaware River. Picture this. I'm sure you're very familiar with the moment.
That's right.
Patriot cause is starting to fade, and what's going through your mind exactly as you're passing through those chilly waters?
Confidence, Robert. I knew if we could take back New Jersey, it would give great momentum to the cause.
Well, Mr. Washington, on behalf of all of America, I really have to thank you for everything you've given us and everything you've done for our country.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much for being on the show. You're welcome back anytime.
Sure.
All right, we'll be right back with Ben Franklin. No flipping, guys. No flipping out there. Okay, folks, we are back, and we have our next guest coming on right now. He is a famous inventor, printer, and diplomat, among many other things. Please welcome Patriot Ben Franklin. Ben, how are you doing?
George.
Good to see ya. How's that cherry tree? Ben, how are you doing? Good to see ya.
Thank you.
Good to see ya.
Good to be here.
Now, Ben, I understand you started Poor Richard's Almanac in 1733 under the pseudonym Richard Saunders. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, back then I was a little bored. The wife was out and stuff, and I just wanted to write a book. And obviously I went under the pretense of Richard Saunders, who I dedicated after the famous Colonel Sanders.
I see.
You might know him today with the KFC franchise.
So it started all back then.
Oh yeah, back then.
I see. And Ben, why don't you tell us your favorite quip from Poor Richard's Almanac?
I have a
back
lot.
then?
I have a lot. It's all about the Benjamin's baby is one of my most favorite ones.
That really caught on lately. I know you're also now on the $100 bill as well.
Yeah, they reprinted that, and that turned out nicely.
I obviously think a lot of you if they were going to do that.
It doesn't quite look
you.
like me, but it's all right. And then the fish and visitors.
Yeah.
Fish and visitors.
Fish and visitors think in 3
which
days.
basically means don't overstay your welcome.
Exactly, and
Yeah,
that is really
fish.
Roadie fish.
exactly, and that has stood the test of time to
God,
this day.
yeah, I still hear it.
Now, Ben, I also understand you're a very famous inventor. You've invented many things, including the very famous bifocal glasses. Still very popular
strong
to this
today.
day.
Yeah.
And also, I understand you never patented any one of those.
No.
And tell us about that. Why is that? It's
Well,
very interesting.
back then when the American spirit actually stood for something, I just felt that all ideas in honor of the American spirit should be generated freely and generously.
What a true American patriot.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
Ben Franklin. And thank you so much for being on the
thanks
show.
for
Of
having me,
course,
Bob. It was
you're
great.
welcome anytime.
Thank you.
Your pants are on.
Oh yeah, it's all about the Benjamin's baby.
Oh, this is terrible.